One of the most confusing experiences in dating and attraction isn't rejection. It's when someone seems attracted to you but never actually chooses you. What you learn here isn't common knowledge and it will change the way you see everything. Welcome to Decoded with Liz Rose. Let's begin. So someone acts attracted to you, even feels attracted to you in moments, but they never actually choose you. They never commit, they never move forward, and they never make you a real option. And you're left stuck in this limbo where you keep thinking, if they didn't want me, why would they act like that? This is the situation that keeps people up at night, replaying conversations, rereading messages, questioning their intuition, wondering whether they imagined something real or somehow sabotaged it. And what makes it so destabilizing is that there was something there, just not the thing you thought it was. And most people never get a clear explanation for this because the person themselves often doesn't really fully understand what they're doing. So today I want to break down why someone can seem attracted to you but never actually want you, because this pattern isn't random, it's psychological, it's predictable, and once you understand it, it becomes painfully clear in hindsight. The first thing to understand is that attraction is not a single system. There's physical attraction, emotional attraction, ego attraction, nervous system attraction, and relational readiness. And these systems do not always align. Someone can feel drawn to you in one system while being completely unavailable in another. And when people talk about mixed signals, what they're actually describing is misalignment between these systems. I'll give you an example. Someone can feel emotionally drawn to you because you make them feel understood, you make them feel seen, regulated, or validated, but they have no desire to build a romantic or sexual future with you. Emotional attraction feels intimate, it feels close and meaningful, but emotional attraction alone doesn't create forward movement. In fact, emotional attraction without romantic intent often creates stagnation because the person is already getting what they need from the connection just as it is. Another common layer is ego attraction. This is when someone is attracted to how you make them feel about themselves. You boost their confidence. You reflect their desirability back to them. You make them feel chosen and interesting and wanted. Ego attraction is powerful and it can look exactly like romantic attraction from the outside because they're flirting, they're seeking your attention, they're enjoying your presence, but the attraction is not to you, it's to the reflection they get when they're with you. Psychologically, this is driven by validation seeking rather than bonding, and validation seeking does not move towards commitment. It stabilizes itself by keeping you close, but not too close. Then there's nervous system attraction. This is where someone feels calm, soothed, or regulated around you. They feel safe talking to you, they feel less anxious, and they feel grounded. This is often mistaken for romantic compatibility, but it's not the same thing. Nervous system attraction creates comfort, not desire. It's the same reason that someone might come to you at night during stress or after conflict, or when they feel lonely, but then they disappear when things stabilize. Your presence is regulating, but not chosen. Another critical factor is readiness. Someone can be attracted to you in every way and still not want you because wanting someone requires capacity, emotional capacity. Psychological availability, identity, stability, and timing matters far more than people admit. Someone who is unresolved from a past relationship, unstable in their sense of self, or uncertain about what they want will often hover in attraction without committing to it. And this is where people get trapped. They assume that attraction automatically leads to action, and it doesn't. Action requires alignment. Another major reason this happens is intermittent reinforcement. This is one of the most powerful conditioning mechanisms in human psychology. When attention, affection, or validation is given unpredictably, the brain becomes obsessed with figuring out the pattern. You might get a message one day that feels intimate and affirming, even charged, and then the next day, nothing. Then the warmth returns. Then it's distance again. This inconsistency creates this dopamine loop. Your brain starts chasing clarity. You tell yourself, if I just stay available, if I just respond the right way, if I just don't mess it up, it'll turn into something. But psychologically, you're not responding to attraction, you're responding to uncertainty. And the thing is, the person on the other end might not be intentionally manipulating you. They might simply be following their internal state. They reach out when they feel lonely, dysregulated, or bored, and then they pull back when they feel overwhelmed, pressured, or re-anchored. To you, it feels personal. To them, it's just regulation. Another reason someone can seem attracted but not want you is that attraction exists without polarity. Polarity is the dynamic tension between two individuals. When polarity is missing, attraction doesn't translate into desire. This often happens when one person is over-accommodating, over-investing, or collapsing their boundaries in the hope of securing their connection. The more one person leans in, the less space there is for desire to grow. So the other person feels comforted, validated, even emotionally close, but not compelled. And because they don't feel compelled, They don't move forward. Another layer is that some people are attracted to the idea of you, not the reality of building something with you. They like imagining what could be. They like flirting with potential, and they like the fantasy of closeness without the responsibility of choice. Fantasy is low risk and reality requires decision. And decision is where many people freeze. This is why future talk without follow through is such a strong indicator of non-intention. Talking about what you could do together feels exciting, but it costs nothing. Acting costs something. Attraction that doesn't cost anything is not attraction that moves. Another deeply uncomfortable truth is that some people enjoy being wanted more than they enjoy wanting. They feel alive when someone desires them. They feel powerful and chosen. But when it comes time to reciprocate that desire, they pull back. This is often rooted in attachment insecurity. Being desired feels safe, but desiring feels vulnerable. So they hover in a space where they can receive without risking themselves. And to the person on the receiving end, it feels like attraction that never quite lands. Another reason this pattern happens is that attraction is situational. Someone might feel attracted to you in certain environments, moods, or states, but not in their baseline life. For example, they might feel drawn to you late at night, during stress, after drinking, or when they're emotionally activated, but not during the day, not in their real world, and not when it comes to integrating you into their life. That tells you that the attraction is state dependent, not identity driven. Real desire is consistent across states. Situational attraction fades when the situation changes. Another reason that people misread this is because they assume that attraction must be conscious. It isn't. People often act on impulses that they don't even understand themselves, and then they rationalize them later. Someone might lean in, flirt, open up, or create intimacy because it feels good in the moment without ever asking themselves if they want a future with you. When the moment passes, so does the behavior, and you're left holding meaning that they never intended to carry. The hardest part of this dynamic is that it feels personal. It feels like if you were just slightly different, more attractive, more confident, less needy, more mysterious, it would click. But in most cases, the outcome has very little to do with you. It has to do with what role you play in their emotional ecosystem. Are you a regulator, a validator, a distraction, a fantasy, a mirror? If the role you play meets their needs without requiring commitment, the dynamic will stay exactly where it is. And this is where clarity becomes power. When someone seems attracted to you but never wants you, the answer is not to try harder. The answer is to observe behavior over time. Attraction that wants you moves, it clarifies, it invests, it creates trajectory. Attraction that doesn't want you circles, hovers, and stalls. Once you see that difference, you stop chasing chemistry and start choosing alignment. You stop confusing emotional availability with intention, and you stop rewarding ambivalence with access to you. And the moment that you do that, the entire dynamic shifts. Either the person steps forward or they fade away. Both outcomes give you clarity, and clarity is far kinder to your nervous system than hope without direction. The reason this understanding is so important is because it protects your self-respect. When you understand that someone can feel something without choosing you, you stop internalizing their indecision as your inadequacy. You stop trying to earn what can only be chosen. And paradoxically, that's when you become more attractive, because attraction doesn't grow towards people who wait in limbo. It grows towards people who are self-anchored, discerning, and unwilling to live in ambiguity. Our time has come to an end. Keep this between us. The world doesn't need to know our secrets. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you soon.